Good morning, guys. I am making a pistachio cake, the one that is Sasha inspired. There's an order for me for tomorrow, so I'm making the filling right now. The stove is on right now because I am roasting my kataifi, so I just shredded it. Well, I chopped it up. It was frozen. It was looking like this. So this is actually, let's see, 100 grams of kataifi, and I have 80 grams of butter here, and then I have my pistachio paste. This is homemade. I made this myself, so I'll show you guys how I make it. It is actually just a bento size, but it's a birthday cake, so we'll try to put happy birthday on it as well. So I'm gonna put the butter. So guys, this is how the kataifi or kanafa looks like once the butter is all incorporated. I'm gonna add the pistachio sauce that I have. So this is the one that I use. I made this myself. It has white chocolate on it. When I first started making this, I'm only putting the pistachio butter, and it's very thick. So that's my biggest mistake. And I realized, why is it clumping? And I realized that maybe I should use the pistachio sauce instead of just the butter. So the butter is this. This is just consists of pistachio and some neutral oil. So yeah, but it's too thick for the mixture. So last time I made it, I used the sauce that I make, the one that you put on top that has white chocolate on it. And this actually works better than just using the butter. So yeah, so trial and error until you get it, but it still tastes really, really good. So guys, now I'm making the ganache for the cake. So I have a pan here, and I'm gonna turn on the heat. We'll put the milk. So usually when you just warm up the milk, this is 100 grams of milk. So I'm just gonna wait for it to bubble up, and then I have 200 grams of dark chocolate here, chopped up, and I'm gonna mix that. So the milk is ready. We're just gonna turn off the heat and then put the chocolate. You can put this in a microwave as well, but I like doing it in a pan. Or you can do double boiler, but this one, as long as you're careful with the heat, you don't overheat. It's easier to melt the chocolate than going in the microwave 10 million times, right? So this is how I do my ganache. This recipe is actually for my premium chocolate cake. So I use this one because it's quite pricey. So all the chocolate cocoa powder that you use, it's very expensive. So here you go. Now we're gonna whip the butter. So this is 113 grams of butter, 85 grams of powdered sugar sifted, and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. This recipe actually calls for a coffee, like a powdered coffee, but the person that orders the cake can't have coffee, so I'm not gonna add coffee on her icing. While I'm waiting for the ganache to cool down, because I took it out of the fridge, I put it in the fridge, but it's still warm and I don't want to melt the butter for the icing, I'm going to cut the cake. So this is 4 by 2. So this is a bento size cake. It is a chocolate moist recipe. I baked this 2 days ago, so it's frozen. It's easier to handle when it is chilled, but I like freezing my cake. It preserves the cake, and actually it is more moist once it's been chilling in the freezer or in the fridge. Yeah. So I always have a stack of cake in my freezer just in case there's a rush order. Something I noticed about here is they like rush. They don't plan ahead on their cake, so they just decide, oh, I want a cake for today, so I'm gonna order it for today. So here is our chocolate mousse. It's really, really soft and fluffy. So right now it's still very chilled, so it's easier. I find it easier to handle, right? So I'm gonna cut this in the middle. I have my mat here with measurements. Just cut it in the middle. I cut my cake really weird. It's easier for me because, as I mentioned, it's chilled, so it's easy to cut sideways, and I always get straight. So that's how my cake looks like. It looks really tiny. So guys, I changed my mind. I end up cutting the cake into 4 so that there's 4 layers of goodness in there. So yeah, so I'm making it more special. Okay guys, my icing is ready. I rested in the fridge for a few minutes and then we're gonna ice this. I like using piping bags when I ice because it's less messier and I find it really nice and even. So we're just putting the first layer of the filling. Have my small spatula. I want it thick just because this is thicker than my usual filling. There, and then we'll put the other layer of the cake. Like that, making sure that it's even because I have to ice it. Then we'll put like a taigi or the kanafa dough. Don't want to press it too hard or else the filling will come out. Be very generous. The reason why I made a lot of this is because I had pre-order pistachio cake, the different kinds, the other one that has a sauce on it. So I'm making that for tomorrow's delivery as well. But I want to make sure this is filled with a lot of this taigi. Just using my hands to put more, making it really thick. She's a really good customer. That, I think that's good. Put more. And then we'll put another layer of chocolate cake. And then some filling. And then the top portion. So this is technically not a bento anymore because it's way bigger. Now let's measure it. I have my ruler here. I only use this for baking, so this is actually end up to be 3.5 without the icing. So usually the bento is 4x2. So, but that's all right, like that. Then we're gonna start icing the cake. Start in the bottom. bags. I like using parchment bags. So I'm gonna put it on the side. I'm contemplating if I'm gonna put some on top, because I'm gonna put a message in it and it's very tiny, and if I put pistachio on top, then the surface is going to be a lot smaller. So we'll see. I'll ask her if I should just put extra pistachio on the side and then leave the top without a pistachio, and maybe put some macaron that I made yesterday just to throw extra goodness in there. So guys, my cake has been chilling for a long time. We were talking around 5 o'clock this morning. It's already 2:20. No, yeah, 2:20. And here's how it looks like right now. So it's chilled and really nice. Pretty substantial weight actually. It's not technically not a bento anymore because it's really high. So I made some chocolate. I want to put HBD Mahal because she calls him Mahal. So it's this one. I have a alphabet mold here, chocolate mold, and I use white chocolate just because this is already brown. And then there's heart shape here, and one piece of a chocolate bar mold. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use this, but because I have the mold, it's a donut mold, I have some white chocolate donuts and milk chocolate. Actually, I use milk chocolate. This is dark chocolate. So yeah, so we'll see. I'm gonna unmold this and then I'll show you guys what I came up with. And I think I'm gonna put the pistachios on the side here. I unmolded all the chocolate here. It's on the table. I don't think you can see it, but it's here. HBD, so happy birthday, Mahal, with a heart. And then the donuts I put in this little container, so the white chocolate and the chocolate. So I'm just gonna add, be careful, some pistachios on the side because I didn't really square this up really good. So I'm just gonna put more pistachios. The ganache is already like set, so I should have put this earlier. Pistachio cake that has chocolate ganache on it. Looks nice and it looks yummy. Guys, this is the box that I usually put my pistachio cakes. It's for 4-inch or something like that. So it comes with a board, and I buy this at Shopee. There's different designs. And it's only $15 for this box, so it's pretty good. It has a handle on it. If it's going somewhere else other than, you know, my neighbor, I would put a double-sided tape on the cake board, but because it's just across the street, and I don't think they're bringing it somewhere else. My husband is trying to walk. You can walk. So I'm not, this is very substantial cake. It's pretty heavy. I'm not gonna bother putting a double-sided tape. But I feel like the cake board is too thin. It fits. It looks really nice. I really love these cake boxes that I buy. It looks very elegant. Show you. I'm just boxing it, and I'm gonna put a candle. So I grab my scale. Just turn that on. The weight with the box is 787 grams. The box is very, very light. So yeah, so around 780, I would say. Then I have this candle. It's gold. Just gonna put it on top if they wanna blow some candles. Put it here. Put a tape in it. And then I'll put my logo in here. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy. Bye.